Just take you through the goals in tonight's action in case you missed any of them all in the second half, Lou. It was great to see Michael Owen come on and get a goal.
It was, Mandy, and the goal he took was typical of Michael Owen. He's been doing it right throughout his career. Bit of a tight angle. Could he remain calm? Could he finish? Well, you see the answer there. We've seen it time and time again. There's no doubt about his finishing ability. That will never ever leave him. Right in the corner, keeper with no chance.
Great to see him get that new contract as well, because a lot of fans, I think, weren't quite sure whether he was going to get one.
Well, I think if you haven't played regular, there's always that doubt. There'd be a doubt in Michael's mind as well, but I think the manager's recognised that he is a top-class finisher, and if he can stay fully fit, he'll be a real asset to the team.
The second goal tonight came from Kiko Makeda, and again, it was only 3 minutes after Michael Owen had scored.
Yeah, as he was saying in the interview there, it's a lucky place for him, America, because he scored a couple of goals in Houston last year, 2 well-taken goals. And he's a bit like Michael Owen, even though he's a lot younger. So early on in his career, he has shown that getting into those positions, he can finish, he can remain cool, he can score the goals. He's just got to be a little bit more consistent.
Do you think it was quite a frustrating loan spell by the sounds of it for him?
It was a nightmare for him, wasn't it? He probably went back to Italy thinking this is going to be ideal for me, and he probably found it a lot more difficult playing in Italy than he's found even playing for Manchester United. And of course, you had him in the interview there, he realises now that this is the club to be at.
Is this an important season for him then, Lou?
Oh, without a doubt. You know, even though you're a young man, if you don't get into the team on a regular basis, sooner or later you've got to make decisions yourself. The manager made a decision last year to let him go out on loan, but there comes a time where you as a player, if you're not playing regular, you've got to say to yourself, well, what is the best for me? What do I do? Where do I go? He might even go out on loan to a club in the Premier League, and that, I think that would do him the world of good. That would be completely different to playing in Serie A.
I suppose so, because the difficulty is with Michael Owen having signed that contract and all the other strikers here, then there's serious competition for him. So it could be limited unless he does something to impress on this tour.
Well, there's Juve and there's Danny Welbeck, and you know, Danny had a great time at Sunderland during the last season, and I think the manager will be penciling him in sort of in front of, even though he scored a couple of goals tonight, even in front of Makeda. So that may be his best route this season, because I don't see him getting in the team week in, week out. As a matter of fact, that's not going to happen. OK, well, we didn't see much from New England Revolution tonight, but they did get on the score sheet, sadly, Lou. It was a lucky one, though, wasn't it? Kelly Mansally didn't know a great deal about it, and I think they were just delighted to get a goal. Haven't been scoring regular in their own league, and the goal scoring has been a bit of a problem for them. But this is a lucky one.
Even so, United would still have preferred to keep a clean sheet. I know you were saying earlier on in the programme that it's the results that matter. Sorry, it's the performances that matter, not the results. But at the same time, you do want to keep a clean sheet.
There's very little you could have done about that, though, Mandy. I mean, Lindegaard had it covered, hits off Mansally and goes into the other corner. But I don't think they'll be too concerned about that. I think they'll be delighted with the 90 minutes they've got under the belt. Scoreline's been good as well. The fans will have been entertained, because in America, the one thing they like to see is goals. And they've seen 5 goals tonight, and everyone will go away happy.
Just 5 minutes later that we went 3-1 up, that boy Makeda again.
Yeah, I mean, he's always, when he gets on the end of a chance, there's always a great chance of him hitting the back of the net, and this was half a chance, again a tight angle, more or less from where Michael Owen scored. But he remains cool, smashes it hard and low along the ground with his left foot right into the corner. He's never had any problem with goal scoring. I just think he needs to be a little bit more consistent, and on days where things are not going right for him in front of goals, add something to his game that gets him by during that 90 minutes. But he showed once again tonight that he can score goals. Jason
Park made it 4-1 for Manchester United, and this, Lou, was probably our best bit of football of the night.
Yeah, and I think by now the home side were really tiring, and we were sort of opening them up every time we came forward, but it's a lovely bit of passing, and the finish is superb. I mean, the American teams can't cope with that. It wasn't an easy one for Park to do either, and he just lifts it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net.
Nice to see this early in the pre-season tour.
Well, scoring goals, no matter what position you play in, but I think especially if you're a midfield player where you're not really expected to hit the back of the net regular, if you can do that, you know, because I think if you're going to win the league again, you'll need goals from all areas of the pitch, not just your front two, but your midfield and of course your central defenders come up for set plays.
Yeah.
Nice finish.
Indeed, and a 4-1 win for Manchester United in their first game in pre-season.